The Australian property market is set to crash by 30%. Really? This is what the mainstream media and many of the experts seem to suggest, that the Australian property market is set to crash. We don't necessarily agree with that, and here's why. We've definitely moved into the next stage of the property cycle. There's no doubt about that. And with rising interest rates, rising inflation, and diminishing consumer sentiment, many believe that a property crash is imminent. But let's consider this in a little bit more detail. In order for a property crash to occur, you need 1, forced sellers who 2, are putting their house on the market at fire sale prices, and importantly 3, there are then no buyers to take up the stock. Now let's consider this in more detail. 1. Currently in Australia, the levels of unemployment are at the lowest levels since 1970. Now, yes, many of you have commented saying that our unemployment figures are incorrect, but let's just assume if they are incorrect, they've always been incorrect, and therefore the baseline is the same. Hence, with unemployment at its lowest level since 1970, most people that are looking for a job can get one. 2, interest rates are still at an all-time low. Even at 1.35%, this is still way below where it was at the pre-pandemic levels. And 3, the banks have been assessing your ability to service your mortgage at 3% above the current interest rate since October 2021. Thus, the banks have already taken into account rising interest rates and the ability for you to continue to pay your mortgage. And remember this, neither the banks or the Reserve Bank want a property market crash. I mean, where does the bank make all their money? People's mortgages. If people can't pay mortgages, banks aren't going to make money. Remember that. Just recently in the AFR, there was a headline that the Australian property market is set to crash by 30%. Not markets within markets, the entire Australian economy. We don't agree with this at all. This kind of crash has not happened once in the last 30 years. Not during the 1990 recession, not during the 2008 GFC, and not during the 2019 COVID global pandemic. Finally, consider the Australian economy and the banking system. We have a strong economy and a strong banking system and a strong property market that's been steadily increasing over the last 50 years. We don't believe that a crash is imminent. Do you? Like or share for more tips.